Hello everyone, welcome back. Today I'm going to talk about fighting tired. Okay, and the reason why this came up is I was, earlier today I was training some new shooters, and they were getting tired of holding the gun up, and they thought that that was the time to rest and put the gun down and rest. And basically, that's not the time to rest. That's the time to continue training, until I tell you it's time to rest. Okay, now one of the things I've told people, and this is not just in gun training, but even when I teach boxing or when I teach the sword fighting that I do, I tell people that you're gonna not be tired for the first 30 seconds of a fight. Okay, after that you're gonna be fighting tired. So get used to fighting tired. Okay, basically that's the standard. You're always gonna be fighting tired. You have to learn to fight being tired, and that's one of the reasons a lot of time, at the more advanced levels with the gun training, I will intentionally tire people out. I'll have them run a couple of laps. I'll have them carry heavy objects. I'll have them do push-ups, pull-ups, and then go and do the training exercises that I want them to do with the guns. Okay. Um, this is an important part of your training. You have to get used to fighting tired. Now, that said, okay, there's tired and there's exhausted. Okay, and one of the things I taught people is that if you are exhausted, okay, there's ways for you to rest during the fight. That doesn't let the other person know that you are exhausted, right? And here's an example. If we're boxing, right? Okay, if I'm tired and I just back up and throw my arms down and I'm breathing hard, I'm exhausted. Okay, and basically you're gonna press your offensive on me because I'm tired. Okay, so one of the ways that I can rest is I can basically not necessarily keep my arms up here, but I can kind of bring my arms over here, and basically what I can do is I can make move around just a little bit, make some motions with my shoulder, maybe throw an air jab. Okay, I'm throwing this jab now out of range. This jab has no possibility of ever reaching you because it's way out of your range. However, you don't know what I'm doing. Okay, when you see that, okay, you might think I'm getting ready to attack you. Okay, you don't you might pull back. You don't know that I'm actually resting, or I'm trying to, basically I'm trying to run out the bell. Okay, so by making aggressive motions, okay, or posturing aggressively, you can buy yourself time to rest. Okay, and the same thing goes with the sword fighting that I do. I can, shield here, sword here, and the same thing. I can, I'm not doing anything. All I'm doing is I'm just moving my shoulders. I'm just jerking my body a little bit. But you don't know, by me doing this, you don't know if I'm about to do that, or if it's a preparation to do that. So that's gonna keep you on your guard, and it's gonna buy me some time to, to get my heartbeat down a little bit. Okay, and the same thing can be applied with gun training. Okay, if we're doing like unit tactics, where you have, you basically have an army that's tired. Okay, one of the things that you can do is you can simply move your units around just a little bit, from one set of trees to another set of trees, whereas the enemy is going to see that and they might think that you're preparing to attack, and they might take a defensive position. Meanwhile, you're just you're just trying to get them to take a defensive position so that you can rest your troops. Okay, and the same thing can be done on an individual basis, right? Let's say if let's say somebody just broke into your house, you got into a scuffle. Okay, you retreated into another room. Okay, you got to your gun, but we're not going to go into the details of what weapons are being used now. But basically, you got into a scuffle. Somebody broke into your house. You got into a scuffle. You managed to break apart. You got into another room. Okay, and basically you're really tired because of that scuffle. That may not be the best time to go out and engage. You might be better off staying in a defensive position. Now, let's say you might take the opinion, well, that guy, you might think, for example, that there's somebody else somewhere else in the house that you need to get to, because you're afraid that that person might get to them. Okay. Well, one of the ways that you can keep that person engaged and pinned down without actually engaging with them is to talk to them. by talking to them. And I'm not going to tell you what to say, but there's a couple of things that you can tell that person to keep them engaged with you. Okay, it may not be foolproof, but that's a way that you can stay engaged in the fight without being physically engaged, and give yourself a chance to rest. Okay, so there's two thoughts for you guys to think of. Number one, you're always going to be fighting tired, so get used to fighting tired. Okay, and if you're exhausted, try to seem like you're still engaged in the fight without actually being engaged in the fight, which is going to give you a chance to rest a little bit before you get into the engagement. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you guys next time.